Hand or machine sewing and a postcard. Wow, that sounds like a really interesting prompt. Welcome to DEPHEMEREMBER Day 11, your daily inspiration for ephemera in December. This is a collaboration with Luise Heinzl, and this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. As a reminder, these prompts were put together randomly. We did not think about what to pair with what. So it is a pure coincidence that this has the sewing and the postcard together, and it's something I would not necessarily have thought about. So I'm looking forward to see what I can come up with. Today I'm not forgetting my Haribo. Let's look what the 11th window has. It looks like it's a bigger window. And it's again the gummies with the 25% fruit juice. I'm more worried about what the other 75% are. Maybe you've been collecting old postcards like I have. Maybe you have some from your grandparents or garage sales, flea markets, eBay, Etsy. There's so many places you can get vintage postcards, and they are super fun to work with. If you're lucky, they have a beautiful back as well. And this might be the perfect time to work with these. Finally stop hoarding them and to use them. As you probably know by now, I'm working on a nature-themed journal, so I think these postcards are really great for that. So I'm going to take these out. They also have nice backs. This one is French, and this one is either German or Austrian. The address on here is an Austrian address, but I don't know where the postcard was printed. But anyway, I think they're absolutely lovely. Wait, what? I can't hear you. Oh, I get it. You don't have any. Well, that's a bummer. What can we do? No worries. I gotcha. I have another freebie for you. Yay. So as you can see, these are these postcards. So I scanned them for you, and we have the backs as well, so you can play along. How cool is that? And also, I don't want to use the originals actually. So I'm gonna cut these out. I think what I'm going to do is try to do something with a front and a back. So I'm going to cut these out. And I should probably mention you can find the link for this freebie in the description box below, and it will be valid for 1 week. So today is December 11th. So 1 week makes it December 18th. So until December 18th, midnight Central European time, this freebie will be available for you. So I've cut these out, and one thing you could of course do if you don't want to do anything else is just glue them back to back, and you have a beautiful postcard for your journal. You wouldn't need to do anything else to it. But of course, that's not the purpose of this prompt. So if you want to do this prompt, we need to add some stitching, whether that be hand stitching or machine stitching. I want to start off with this one here. Obviously, I'm going to ink it up. I was considering rounding the corners, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm going to keep this fairly simple. And by the way, this is a birthday card. So this is congratulating to the birthday. And so we have this, and the back is very, very white. One option is just to add some coffee. Could spray some coffee on it. Another option is to just glue another piece of paper over it, like maybe a book page. or some other beautiful paper you might have. I haven't made up my mind yet what I want to do, but I did find this on my desk. So it's a coffee dyed doily, which I've already cut a piece off. And the reason why it has this cool coloring is because I had put it on this. I sprayed my coffee on it, and then some of the blue from the Distress Oxide came off, which turned green for some reason. I don't know why my blue Distress Oxide always turns green, but that's okay because it does work with the front. So I think what I want to do is leave it exactly the shape it is, because it's kind of perfect for this. And I want this to be a tuck spot. But of course this is quite flimsy. So I'm going to take another piece of cardstock, and I don't want to glue the whole thing down because I don't want the beige to look through the holes here, but I do want to cut out maybe just a piece to strengthen the bottom here. And then I'll just glue that piece onto my doily. Like that. So now if this here, we can actually tuck something in without completely destroying the doily. That's the theory anyway. So I still need to think about what to do with this background. I just found this scrap piece of book page on my desk, which has some gesso on it, which was left over. It doesn't quite have the right size. Like, it's a little bit too wide, which is no problem. It doesn't go all the way down, but we have the doily here, so I think I could get away with putting that there and that we won't see that. And I think I will spray this with coffee. Maybe not totally. So I've dried it and it looks super yummy. Love it, love it, love it. So now I just want to get the right width. Just trim that off. So I currently have no idea what my finished card will look like. Sometimes I have these ideas already in my head, and sometimes I have no idea, like today. So what I do then is I really work in baby steps, like right now. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I just saw this on my desk and I thought, oh, that might look cute on the back, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to attach this with glue stick, and I'm just putting it in the middle because I might want to sew around the border. Okay, so then we have our doily, which goes here, and see, I see here there's some white peeking through from the postcard. So what I should have done probably is glue this on first and then spray my coffee. Then I would have sprayed this as well. I have some more drops of coffee here. Maybe I can just do that. Yep, that seems to work. All right, that was easy. I'll just try this again. Okay, and I think that's what I'll do. I think I will sew around it, and that way I will also be attaching the tuck spot because I'll just sew that right on top. So this is what it looks like once it's sewn, and I love it. Makes it even look more vintage. And now we have a tuck spot here. And one other thing I just saw on my desk. See, sometimes it's really good not to clean up your desk and to just have things around you, and then things will maybe inspire you. Like these are inspiring me right now. So maybe you remember these. If you've never seen these before, you might want to go back a few videos to see if you can spot something like this. But I honestly don't know until how long they might still be available. So since this is a postcard, and since we are not using the original back of the postcard on this, I think we need to add a stamp. And given that these are, I think these are roses, I mean, how perfect for this postcard. So I think I want to add the red one. Of course, I will ink this up. And I do want to add a stamp on top of that. So last time we added this, maybe this time I add this one that says Berlin using jet black ink. How cute. So this stamp set, I believe, was from Action, so I cannot link it, unfortunately. But as I mentioned in the other video where I used that wavy thing, you can definitely draw some wavy lines with a marker, or even like draw a circle and write something in the middle. I mean, there's always ways around it. And now this will go here. How cute is that? And I don't want it straight. I kind of want it crooked. I probably should have stamped this while it was on the postcard, because that's how it would have been stamped, right? On the postcard. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh well. And now I'm thinking I'd like to add something else down here. This is still a bit plain. And I'd actually like to add some fabric bits to that. And I picked some that I thought might work here somehow. So I have this scrap here. I have this beautiful scrap, I think a tablecloth. I got this at my Goodwill. And I have a piece of pink lace. And I don't know if these actually go together, but let's first cut out this flower. I'll do that with my pinking shears. Then I want, I think, this one here underneath. And I'm not sure if I actually want to add this lace or not. Maybe the piece was too big. Oh, I actually don't want to cover up this grunginess. I should put it on this side. Yeah, that's better. The piece of lace was just too big and I can see this grunginess and it's all good. Now I could sew this on. No, I can't because it would go through. But what I could do is take this off and sew it separately with just a couple of stitches. Would probably be better to hand sew this. Yeah, I'm gonna hand sew this together and then glue it on. I'm going to make a couple of crosses here with some dark green thread. I'll just tie off the ends here. Then I'll take some textile glue and glue this down. So I think I should glue this down as well. And lastly, I want to make a little booklet to go in this tuck spot. I have already chosen a few scraps that I could use to make it. I just want to see that I get the right width. Yeah, so this is a good one, kind of like for a template. Now I'm just going to tear the other ones to be a similar width and height. So these are all from my box of collage fodder pieces. It's another great way to use them. This is from Honey's beautiful paper. You need a piece of that in there. Hello, Honey. We have one here with some gold on it. This one came from Nadia, who made my other beautiful journal that I'm working in for the Sunday snacks. We can fit one of these. And finally, we need some of this. This is from Luise. Love this design. I still don't know how she made this. Luise, you never told me how you made this. My guess would be that she put some Distress Oxide on a stencil and then put the stencil on the paper. Let me know, Luise. I need to know how to make this. We need to choose which one goes to the front, whatever fits best with what else we have here. This one might be nice. Nope, sorry, Luise, not working. I think I'll take this one. So let's put them all together and have them meet on top. Have them meet on top. What am I saying? Have them align on top. Now I will just staple this. And I want to add something on top here to cover the staples. See, that's what I meant yesterday. I always cover the staples. I have this scrap left over from tearing that paper here. I could put this here. Even leave it in this irregular shape. Can you believe it? Who am I? It's not a rectangle. Huh. I surprise myself sometimes. And then I also just remembered that I don't have an urban element in here yet. I mean, I do have this stamp, but that's it. And so I thought, why don't we add some more cogwheels? You can never go wrong with cogwheels. And I think they would look really cool on there. So let me just glue those on. So there's my little booklet. I love it. It looks so grungy. It looks like steampunk. Super fun. And we can just stick that in here. I have my urban element with my nature theme. You can even still see the Berlin stamp once it's in. I am super happy with this. Yay! Another fun piece I would have never made if it wasn't for this prompt list. So for this one, I want to back it with some sewing pattern. I have this cute vintage sewing pattern, so I will glue this on there. Okay, now I feel this is too dark, so I'm going to add some gesso to that. I think I'll just spread it with my finger probably. Fingers are such handy tools to have, right? So I've quickly dried this and now I want to ink the edges, of course. Okay, looks nice and vintage now. I did it on this side as well. And I think I'm also going to add a pocket to this. My stitched element for this is going to be a printable. I'm being lazy. So I have these four, and I will link these for you. This is a printable in my shop. And while I'm at it, why don't I make this minus 50% for 1 week? This is embroidery that I have made myself. And I think I've put these on some traveler's notebook journal covers. Yeah, so I will link those down for you as well. So again, from today, December 11th to December 18th, end of day, Central European time. So I just need to pick one here. And I'm going by the width. I think they all would actually work. Oh, this is too small. This is too small. Well, when I say too small, I could obviously just attach it on two sides and it could be a tuck spot like that, but I think I'm looking more for something that will go the whole width, yeah, which is this one. And obviously it is way too white. That works a lot better, I think. Now I'm going to glue this down on 3 sides. So this is actually now a pocket and not a tuck spot. I still have these here from my printable, and I'm thinking, why don't I cut out a piece of this here and we can stick that in like as a journaling card. I like that idea. Then I'm going to round the corners with my small corner rounder on this one, just because. And I'm not sure I ever mentioned that I printed these all out on some cardstock, I think 180 or 160 GSM. If you don't have any, you just back it with cardstock. That works too. Now what do we do with the back side? I'm just going to spray mine with coffee again. So I also dipped it again in these blue parts, which again turned green. But I think it looks pretty cool. And I also dipped it in some droplets of the coffee for the front, which looks super cool as well. So I inked up the edges. I just love, love, love how this looks. And I think I do want to stamp something on the back as well. And I remembered I have this beautiful stamp set from Indigo Blue. It's called In Stitches. The designer is Kay Halliwell Sutton. I got this at a craft, what are they called? I haven't been to any of these for so long, I don't even know what they're called anymore. Like a craft show, you know what I mean? Oh, I miss those. I was thinking maybe I could take one of these stamps and put it on the back. The needles would be cute, but we're talking about stitching. Maybe the spool. And I'll take my Vintage Photo Distress Oxide because I don't want it super dark. Oh. Yep, didn't want it super dark. Okay, I'm going to have to leave this because if I try to stamp over it, it's never going to be in the same spot. What I could do is, I have this left over from here. And I could just stamp this again, this time making a good print. Let's do this properly. Not happy with that one actually. I want an impression without the borders. So let's try this again. That's something that always bugs me when you get these borders. So we'll just get rid of them before we stamp it. Now we stamp it again on this side. Yeah, much better. It's such a cute stamp. I even like that we have part of the signature here and the date. How cool. So again, I'm going to spray the back side. So here's the back side, and as you can see, I stitched around it with a straight stitch. Here's the front. There's also a little bit of coffee there, which is awesome. And then I'm going to glue this on these two sides. And that way we have a tuck spot in a tuck spot. Nope, sorry, tuck spot in a pocket. See, these terms are confusing. And then remember the buttons we made. Maybe we need to add one on here. I have a green stork. I have a butterfly. Don't want to add another flower because I have flowers here. Oh, I like a heart. I think I need a heart. Let's put some embroidery thread through this. I don't think I want to make a bow. I think that's going to be too bulky. I'll just thread it through twice and make a knot and glue it down. Using my 3-in-1 glue for this. It's a strong glue. And I'm going to clamp this down for a little bit. While that's still drying, one more thing I want to do is I want to add a real postage stamp on top of this one because I want it to be more tactile. This one here, I think it's a bit big, but it would work if I find nothing else. Oh, this is an oh, this is perfect. It's an Austrian one, so that is perfect because this is an address in Vienna, Austria. So, yep, I need to do the Austrian one, of course. And I believe this is a dandelion. So there you have it. Here is your inspiration for today, along with some goodies. These are the backs. We have this fun little booklet here. in our doily pocket. And we have another, oh, see, this is a tuck spot because we can put this in from different angles. This is a pocket. We can only put things in from the top. We have another tuck spot here in the back. And we have our cute button. See what you can come up with to make it your own. So have fun making some DEPHEMEREMBER. Don't forget to check out the other videos linked below in the playlists. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.